Canada's as dangerous as hell right now, especially Ontario. I gotta leave. I got the documents I needed, but I couldn't get a lawyer. They're overpriced and they're all in together. It's real estate fraudsters. Ontario. And I want to understand Alberta. I think you did the right thing, Alberta, separating from Canada. Who's at fault here? Well, it's the me generation. It's the me people. It's the duality. But Alberta's got to get off the idea. I talk to young kids out there. They say it's a dog eat dog economy. No, no, no. Farm people work together. Agriculture has to be united. Ranches, everything. And Alberta's got a better economy. It doesn't have the taxes like Ontario, and you can get through the government. Human rights violations. I try to call Ontario human rights. It's garbage. They got a girl there. She's just as cupcakey as all the others. Like Alberta, I don't think you want to eat crickets, but Ontario and Quebec girls do. So I go out to what? You got horse shirts on and they got cowgirl boots. I don't think you girls eat crickets. You eat outside of Calgary. Strathmore is there. I like that area. And I can't. Okay, he says it's expensive, the food. No, it's not as expensive as here. Okay, she's splitting off from Ontario. I might not like the politics, but maybe I should like it because it's going to change Alberta's policies to keep it centralized and not go nuts like this. We got to look at what's happened in Alberta. Biden is doesn't. There's my bill. It's down a bit. That's good. But Biden's cut off the Keystone. I'm going to tell you, you're starting to do the right thing because you're economists, Alberta. You're going to keep the farms going, keep agriculture going. You're getting electric energy in, like multi gridding. You're talking about, I've heard having a bus, high speed rail going from Edmonton, from Calgary to Edmonton. That's good possibilities. You got to keep the economy going. I know it goes against transgender. She's been doing things like that. Well, maybe I'm wrong about her. Notley was pretty good. What I like about the healthcare, it's better than ours. Okay, I have to pay up front and with Blue Cross, and I get paid back. I just keep forms and I get a Blue Cross card. Um, the fuel prices are cheaper. If I got to drive a truck, I'll get the fuel prices, and there's more carbon tax. This province doesn't work. I can't get through to the government. Out there, I can get through to the government. I can go right down to Calgary or Edmonton and get help. But even in the smaller communities, I was getting help. What I think it is farm ways, agriculture, and goodwill, brotherly love. And I'll tell you, I met a lot of nice people out in Alberta. I was up in Bonnyville, and people are nice up there. One trick pony girls in there in playing those games, the one armed bandits. It would be nice to get that track working better there so you can bet on some horses. But I'd like to get into horse breeding, and I want to move back. I wondered why I left. See, I was on Alberta Works, and I didn't want to really get into oil. And they knew I was Alberta Green Party. She says she's a rotten bitch. She's getting me out. She's an old girl that thinks that we should have a multi-faceted thing up there in Bonneville. She says, like, I'll tell you what I noticed. The energy sector is sort of going around and making these little communities ghost towns. They move around and they frack and they just keep on moving around. Now, Edmonton and going up that way, you're getting into Fort McMurray and like that, tar sands. But I've been talking to the Alberta Equestrian Association. She says go west of Calgary. There's like Camrose or somewhere. But I went out to get anywhere around the Calgary, the south part would be good. And I was in Canmore. It was a nice town. And I found some houses. I'm paying almost $700. But I like to rent a place I can afford. And there's some places out there. A townhouse would be nice for the money I'm getting. Plus, I get more pension after 3 months back on the system. I was there for a while, and I might be able to get that through quicker if I talk nice to the Alberta government. But there's no way I can make it. Like, they don't have business sense here. I got saddles in from India and really good imports because our saddlery costing my. I'm trying to talk to these guys to come in and teach saddle making to the First Nations. We got all sorts of tanneries, and they're getting leather from Ely and good leather. European saddles are a fortune, but they're making all the molds. And I got him in there. He's been selling all over Australia from India, Indian saddles. Now, I hope we can keep this up. I had a guy in Oregon. No, he was in West Virginia. It was an American company making light therapy units for horses. I found one in China. I hope we don't get into not in trade with China. These therapy units, I can make quite a bit of money. I can't get any business going because of the red tape. I could get talking to you about the goods and the bads about Jason Kinney. Let's talk about the goods. I can get on the Alberta site and I can get everything there. It's easy to get through. This red tape. So Jason Kinney did some good there. A lot of and it's not privilege. You're getting rid of farms. You're getting agriculture in Ontario. You're crazy. And that's the green belt, building more houses. Up goes the prices. Out there, the real estate market got lots of land, and we don't need to live right in Calgary. It's expensive there. I was out in Chestermore. It's a bit more money. Chesterville, but Strathmore was nice. Nice community. I was going to buy a house there, $20,000, but I can get an apartment, do some life coaching, and get things online. I need insurance, and I want to get a credit union, so I wouldn't trust the central banks. I wouldn't trust the central banks right now. And I think what I'm seeing is these guys are so stupid. They're getting into gold trades and buying gold and silver. That's where the money is. They're in Calgary, gold traders there. Western people aren't as stupid as Eastern. I was drinking it there on, not even paying for it because I was making jokes about liberalism of Vancouver. Dang, you said it right. Your rat is too damn liberal. I said they got a. Well, should it be this way? I don't mean to be anti-transgender or anything, but It was a gender neutral bathroom in the library. Some people flip out about that. I don't know. I just made a joke about it, and I went to the jukebox. I was at a King Eddie there in Strathmore. Nice bunch of people in there, Wrangler Girl and Cowboys, and saying that Trudeau's as queer as a food. They were part of that trucker revolution. I saw the trucks going through Strathmore. Yeah, get that Trudeau. They just don't like him because Alberta's been relying on fossil fuel industry. But I disagree. I don't think Alberta's all fossil fuels. And people are glad to take jobs in renewable sector to get fuel. I like the Green Party out there because he wanted to work with the other parties. And I agree. If we do anything, we should have all the parties working together. Notley had some good plans. Problem with Alberta is their medical system. He's cutting budgets. The conservatives have cut budgets there. But let's face it, healthcare is over budgeted. I think my job is to teach wellness. And I got a friend out there that's a Reiki master. I find a lot of do Reiki out there. I take it Strathmore. She gave me a ride in. She took over the taxi service one night. She took it over. She had a good husband, and he supported her and kept her going. Another thing I like about Alberta, the libraries are places for children to learn, right? Not full of drug addicts and homeless people. They're not full of them. And I'm not saying everybody in our shelters drug addict. They sort of separate them out. But I was up in one, and they couldn't separate them out. It was up in Duncan, BC. But they got two shelters there in Calgary, and they're not good. They're overrun because of the housing prices. But I went and locked into a hospital there because I had a mental health record. And it was bipolarity. But actually, I was just burning up from driving taxi. I'm an empathic, sensitive guy. I couldn't take it. It's the wrong job for me. I was doing 12 hours a day at night for 10 years. And I'm a musician. And I talked to a top musician that bought gear driving taxi in Toronto. He says, it'll burn you out, man. I know. I did that for 10 years and I almost went wacko. So they had me down as bipolar. Well, about 10 years of that and the crazy wife I was married to, I decided I want to get well. So I fired him, got off all those drugs. When I went into Raymond, Alberta, they had a program called True Hope. They got me well. There is a truth that Margot Kidder recovered from bipolarity. And sensitive people do get labeled bipolar. So I'm not going against psychiatry. I'm going against the pharmaceutical psychiatry that's just not working. So Raymond, Alberta's close. I might go there. Wouldn't mind. But I'm into essential oils, and she got me into it. And I can't even buy them here to get started. And I can't cover up my credit score. It's bad because I keep on running out of money and can't pay up bills. And the government of Ontario, I can't get through the mailbox, and I get in the mail. And so I got the computer, I got the phone working. It's come down a bit, but that's an awful bill. That's a lot better than what it was, $330. That's what I'm paying. I can get that a lot cheaper out in Alberta. And that'll go out with me. And I bought this phone and an iWatch. But I can't keep going like this and running out of money. And the food prices, they're a fortune here. Alberta's not talking about eating crickets, they're talking about eating food, keeping the farmland going. Alberta it doesn't get into talking about producing crickets and running over farmland. See, we're all centralized down in the southern belt. And I don't care who's in power. If they make sense economically and I'm eating and I got friends that I can talk to, I found people friendlier out west. Go in there and Mounties that talk to them, nice guys. Women nice. Policewoman nice. The policewomen nice here too. They're going for a hard time because our crime rate's increasing. Why is the crime rate increasing? Because they got no housing. And it's just Doug Ford has economy and these doesn't make sense. I don't like music here either, so I was going to throw him out the window as a hip. King Eddie, he's playing drummer there for 10 years, for 15 years, King Eddie in Calgary. He wasn't too bad. He was a nice guy, but he burned out smoking too much weed. A lot of country music. I was up there in this King Manchester Music Association in there from smoking too much of BC weed, man. The doc says, oh, they're smoking whack. It's Alberta's BC revenge, isn't it, Doc? But you know, it kind of can. Music Association is pretty good at there. Jan Arden, I like her. And some of the, I was in Calgary. There was a good show on there. They had in Calgary Central, one place there. They had Johnny Cash's daughter playing in there. What's her name? Roseanne. Yeah, they had a lot of great music coming in. It's Calgary's a good place, but it's expensive. I don't like it here. I couldn't go for a beer because I was in a men's shelter till I turned 65. Now the doc says you should just stay in Alberta because you get good health care here. Hey, doc, and you were good to me up there. And lawyers, I can get it easy. They hate Ontario. I got a lot to sue now. I got more documents. Slander. You don't put that online. No. That's a litigation. You put it online, click, screenshot it. I just got handed it up. It's in the cloud. I'll sue you. You said I was whining. I complained about your service. And you're always whining, Greg. You're not here by back at us. Whining. I wasn't saying anything like that. That's the lawyer. Hearsay what you said there. I wasn't bothering anybody in there. You threw me out because of my political differences. And he was you're no damn good. Got another guy running that club. But you said I was whining, buddy. You got a wine bar up there, and I'll whine too, because I'm going to take it and build a wine bar. And kids go out and down the hall. Just these aren't 65. They're and up there. I'll get a wine bar up there. I'd like to have serve a nice place for bar, tack shop, and speakeasy for old boys. Want to sit around the fire and talk about a horse and everything. Old boys just sitting around like a hot stove, but CB wood stove there. Sit around, pour a bit of whiskey, talk, chat. If boys come in. I'm more of a horseman. And I was up there, and he was looking at the Alberta Wildies, but I don't think King could get a leg up. He's getting old. Could I get a leg up at 68? Well, he was older than me, but I don't know. Every time I want a job up here, they want me to do farm chores. I'm 68. It's getting a bit slowing down a bit, but I can walk quite a ways. But I got saddles, so I'd like to just sit back, take life easy, and start a business. Let other people run it, and maybe by the time I'm ready to move to Australia and have some money and settle down on the beaches, I'd like to let somebody take it over, sell it, or just keep it going, and you can run it and you have a business going. Because I'm a guy that wants to help people up. I met a lot of nice people that I care about. But don't go around muffing off and call me a boomer. Treat me with respect out west. There's a lot of old fellas out there that I like, ranchers. And it wasn't this tough love stuff. It wasn't not the tough love. It wasn't this don't disrespect us. Government services. The rancher in that one town I went in, I'm not filling out those forms. I'm busy, sir. Damn, you're not busy now. Bing, went down those files. Here, we will not just take disrespect. Close the door. Bye. They're little babies here. And they're privileged. This was Ontario. Sucks. Trucker sucked. I was looking at what I was renting there. That was a shack for $1,000 a month. And the food prices were incredible. No services. And out west, I can rent a place, a townhouse for that. And I'll have services, and then I'll get extra money out with the Alberta pension. I'll probably get a car. And I tell you, people are nice out there. Not here. They're memes. And that's the problem with our society. The community's good. Because I'm an agriculturalist. I've never had much use for this sort of system. Getting rid of farmland, houses in the field, John Gorka. You gotta have farms. You gotta have land. We gotta grow food, and we can't live on sunshine, honey. You have to get the hay in. You got money doesn't grow on trees. Horses don't run on sunshine. Get off your butt and hay. Get the hay in, granddaughter. Keep those ponies on nothing. I like that old saying. Ponies don't run on sunshine. You get out and hay. We are Alberta. Call your musicians out there. Now I gotta get a guitar repaired, and it's cost me a fortune. There's a guy out there, triple. He started building them out there. See, he was up in BC. He can't afford BC, the land and property taxes. So he's a luthier. There's a couple out there, and I'd like to get him to build me a guitar. He put amp from Sonotone, yellow brag, put pickups on it. I like have a sort of light metal. Things are cheaper right there. No tax. That cuts a lot of things. I was looking at tax. I've been scammed. Can't get the cops. They're too busy. I need to get. I was living out there all right before. I got 1,800. That's more than a lot of people when they're going out to Alberta. I got some money coming in from my pension. Now I get more carbon tax out there. Isn't that crazy? Than Ontario. Yeah, the carbon tax is more, the payments. Gotta keep the things going. We're getting sort of a biofuel. I think they call it purple diesel. I don't know how it works, but there's things that gotta work. Because they gotta keep the economy. It's the vestige of the best economy in Canada. That's why people are going out there. There's jobs. Now, not everybody works on a pipeline. He's on a combine crew up there, making damn good money. There's truck drivers. There's lots of jobs. This Ontario was a pro into globalization, which screwed everything. And we're exporting. I think I'll go back. It's about the only damn vestige. BC's awful price. And I'm watching your videos, realtors, and probably buy a place up there. But I can't. If I had a lawsuit, buy a ranch. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'd like to be able to retreat for recovering people over Canada and the United States.